Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a while. A lot of stuff going on. You know, life is life. So I did finish the other Labyrinth. This is another one called Labyrinth Walk by the Guilty Quilter. There's no Y seams in this one either. It's literally two different blocks. You have this like plus sign block here and then this square here. So it's 5 of this one, 4 of this one. So when you do this, there's a lot of cutting involved. And it's 4 colors, so you have like a white, a light, a dark, and black is what they use. So they use grays in theirs. I'm actually using greens, so these are the actual cutting instructions on here. So there's like I said, there's a lot to cut. I didn't actually cut my binding strips because I'm not sure what color binding I want to do yet. I most likely am going to use my dark brown, possibly. It all depends on my backing. When you do cut it, make sure you label every baggie and every little piece. So you want everything in a bag and labeled for everything you do. So I've been working on this since the beginning of the month. So I'm actually at least halfway done. I want to say I did finish the first block, which is this guy. So he's got, the blocks are actually pretty big. I didn't measure to see exactly how big each block is, but this is the one that has 5. So you can kind of see the 3D effect. But when you look at it in person, you don't see it unless it's like hanging up. But in the video, you can actually kind of see the 3D effect that it is with the lights and the darks that it gives. So I'm excited. I am working on the second block, which is San Luigi. So that's what I'm working on now. As you're building your blocks, you're going to be doing a lot of half square triangles. There's half squares onto longer strips. I recommend, they tell you to draw a diagonal line and sew on that line. After you sew on that line, draw a second one, a 1/2 inch off of that from where you would cut, because you're going to cut a 1/4 inch. But sew like another 1/4 inch off of, like, once you have the diagonal, which one? Let me see if I have one. Once you have the one diagonal, draw a 1/2 inch off of that, a second diagonal line, so that way you can end up with the extra little 1/4 or half square triangles. So, like here, I have this diagonal line drawn. This is the side I need to keep. So off of this line, I'm going to measure a 1/2 inch over and draw another line and sew that, and then I end up with a bunch of extra half square triangles that you can just sew together and make like a pillowcase or like a pillow in general, or a second little mini quilt, because you can just turn them all different ways, and it's gonna have 3 out of 4 of my colors from the quilt. So like these are my light grays or greens and light and dark green. For the pattern, it's technically my light gray and my dark gray, so that's why I said gray almost. And then I have others that are my dark brown, which is actually the black, and then my light green. So you end up with all these cool squares that you can just, you know, clip the wings off and iron them open, sew them the other stuff. I have a bunch of other half square triangles, so I'm just gonna pile them all together, and then one day I'll just sew them all at some point, you know. Add it to my UFO pile. So this is part of my UFO challenge for all people quilting. So hashtag APQ resolution. This is actually my 3rd project of the year that I'm working on. So I'm actually excited to get stuff done. The other one I did finish, like I said. It's kind of all folded. My reds were a little too close together. I needed them shade, like one of them a shade darker or a shade lighter, personally. So they didn't come out as well as I hoped, but it does look good. So just my purples that I had. So my reds are really close together. This is actually a dark red, and this is the light red. And even in person, they kind of blend. And then my blues work really well. So and then it has a purple and blue border. And I didn't do as wide of a border as they called for, because then it was going to be way too big. So mine actually turned out to be 78 by 96, the way I did mine. So, let's see. I can show you at least a quarter of it. Alright. So this is folded in quarters. So that's a quarter of it. So it looks pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's a very easy pattern. It goes together really well. I did it one side and then the other. So like I alternated rows. So like it called for this row. I did the same row on the other side and just worked my way in from outside in until I got to the middle. And every time I got two rows together, like pieced this way, I stripped them. So that way they were together, like here. And then once I had 2 and 2, I would put this seam together. And then had that 4. And then it all just kind of, every time I had 2, I just kept adding it to the 2 prior to that. I'm excited. I can't wait to quilt it, or get it quilted, because it is kind of big for me to do. I try to stay, if I'm doing it on my personal machine, I try to stay under a double. The labyrinth walk that I'm working on now, I may quilt myself because it's a lot of stitch in the ditch. This one I'm just going to do an all over pattern. I'm not sure of what yet. My backing is actually butterflies that I found at Joann's in their clearance section, and it had all the colors. So I picked that up, and it was part of the Oriental, so there's actually like gold in it. It's kind of cool. I'm hoping somebody will like it. So that one is actually up for sale. I don't have a price on it yet, because it all depends on how much it costs me to quilt it, or get it quilted. And then I'll add it from there. So if anybody's interested, let me know. Just send me a message or comment, whatnot. And I'll let you guys see what I'm doing next. Also, I have binding. Ooh, that's what I found. I found binding fabric to put on this awesome wall hanging that I finished like a while ago, and then this was supposed to be the binding, and I can't find that fabric like anywhere. I don't know where it went. So I have this awesome wall hanging that I did. It's blues, greens, orange. It's all these butterflies. So once I get the binding on that one will be ready to go. So if anybody's interested in that one, hit me up. I'll give you a price. Don't want to do it all in video type thing. Alright, guys. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Hopefully I'll post more as I do more. Get back in the groove of things. Not this weekend. Next weekend is my annual quilting retreat. I don't know if I'm going yet. Sad face, I know. It's like 4 days of quilting, and I could probably only make 3 of those, but I don't even know if I can make that. You know, the whole money issues going on there. Life is life, like I said. So, alright. Enjoy your week. Stay safe wherever you guys are, and happy quilting.